go down to G-O-D. Yeah, wait.
Hello friends, and welcome again to my channel. So in today's video, I have with me a friend and a brother who today just happens to be his birthday as well.
Okay, I am Ayibaye Daniel Wanatoy, and today is my birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
All right. In the build-up of 2015 election, we realized that Buhari's praise was sung to the highest heavens. You know, and when some persons felt that there was a need to scrutinize him beyond the issues we thought we had as of 2015 with regards to the former administration, people insisted that he was the best man for the job. He was the knight in shining armor as of 2015. Now we're in 2022, and to be very realistic, we have issues on ground. Economic issues, security issues, issues bordering on the well-being of Nigerians generally. The elections are going to be coming again in 2023. If you consider Peter Obi, the presidential candidate for Labour Party, you realize again that he seems to have worn that same shoe. He's popular, his popularity is rising, and Nigerians just feel again, just like 2015, that is the best man for the job. Now my first question is this: is Peter Obi the Messiah?
Well, the word Messiah may sound too religious,
Okay.
but then if we take it on the very average note of delivering people or a system,
Okay.
I would say yes. Now, the very striking difference between Peter Obi and Buhari is the antecedents.
Okay.
Before coming into power, these two people had been in power in some way. Now, in 2015, a lot of us looked at the corruption side of his fight. He brought about White Brigade, what we know as War Against Indiscipline and Corruption.
Yeah.
It was in his time, in Diagbon brought that. A lot of persons looked at that and felt our problem was corruption,
Okay.
and went all out. True, our problem was corruption, and it's still corruption.
Okay.
The thing is, corruption is a derived. Corruption is not an original.
Okay.
There are original in every development or in every developed society. One of it is economy. The economy is what every other thing can derive expression from. If the economy is bad, of course, insecurity will come out of it, corruption will come out of it, and all other vices will come out of it.
Okay.
But when it's good, it gives some form of balancing. We are humans. The tendency to be bad is there. You know, the fight on corruption, as perfect as it sounded, was actually a secondary issue. That if the primary issue had been dealt with, it would have been taken out. And its antecedents speaks volume that a lot of us refuse to listen to. Its antecedents speaks volume of the whole thing. Unfortunately, we are here now. We've seen that the corruption fight, as simple as it sounds, is a very complex web, a very, very complex web. That the body language and all those shenanigans cannot just take off. Now, back to Peter Obi. In all of his campaign and ideologies he's been putting forth, you hear production moving from consumption to production, and that is where life is today. Just imagine Ukraine. Ukraine is in war right now, but we still depend on their wheat. We are not at war, but yam is already so expensive. Why? Because we are running away from the farm. So the small production we had has already been tampered with, and there's a problem. So there's something about production. Even in the worst of times, a producing economy survives. That is why the ideology and the ideals Peter Obi is bringing is the best, not just for Nigeria, but for every other African country. And I pray, I really hope that Nigerians will see beyond this political jingoism that is going on, where people are looking for how to blackmail him and all that, and see the truth in what he's bringing out. Okay. We need to be a producing economy. That's the only way this sharing money and all that will stop. Okay. When you have your money, I have my money, the tendency to come and take your own or you taking my own will reduce. And that's the corruption itself.
Okay. The challenges we have now, the main challenge we have now is to move from a consumption economy
to a producing economy.
beautiful. But I remember very well that in 2015, one of the major challenges we had was security challenge, to the point that we had an incident where very close to the Eagle Square, where the sitting president was as of then, the bomb went off.
Yes.
And so Nigerians stressed that there was a
Yes.
need for us to move from the state of security as of that time to a better state.
Yes.
And Nigerians felt that Buhari, being a former
General and all that
with all the
will
military,
play a good role.
beautiful.
Mm.
We're in 2022, and it seems that things have gone worse. What is the assurance that Peter Obi would actually deliver on this issue? And this is given the fact that in 2015, it seemed like Nigerians did not want to scrutinize Buhari beyond sentiment.
Yeah.
Okay. So now in 2022, do you not think that Nigerians are also towing that same line of not scrutinizing Peter Obi critically beyond sentiment and beyond the issues we have on ground and the need for somebody to take us out of it? And I'm saying this because I remember correctly that it's on the papers that Peter Obi, who claims to have left $70 billion, or is it 70 billion naira, in the coffers of the government of Anambra State before he left office, his successor said he left only 5 billion with lots of debts that 5 billion could not solve. What do you make out of it? That is one. Secondly, he has been accused of running offshore bank accounts as a sitting governor. And when he was asked, he simply said he was not aware that it was against the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for a public officer to own offshore foreign accounts. Thirdly, he said that Peter Obi said he made some investments running into $20 million in an international brewing company on behalf of Anambra State. And Soludo is saying that there is no such thing because the government is not getting any profit, from such investments. What do you make out of all of this? Because this seems to be like critical issues we really need to
talk about. Okay, now let's start from the security.
Okay.
Again, like corruption, security is a derived.
Okay.
Security is not fundamental. It's not original. It's not an original behavior. Now, when you look at these Boko Haram guys, the ISWAP and all that, what really is their demand, especially for the Boko Haram? It started with Yusuf. When the Borno governor did what he did to Yusuf. So, our pattern of handling things is what erupted into what we know as the Boko Haram and the security challenges. Today now, just imagine how they've turned kidnapping into business. It only tells you that there is an economic part of it.
True.
There is a desperate need to get money, to get more arms, and then keep getting the money and hold everybody in ransom. So the thing is, when you solve economic issues, you're not going to wipe away security problems completely, but you will have minimized it to the barest minimum. At least something that, say the US is thriving, but there's still security challenge. But it's something that can be, there's enough systems in place to mitigate it. Okay, so that security challenge, again, with the right economic processes in place, it will take care of itself.
Okay.
It will.
Okay.
Talking about Willie Obiano saying he met 5 billion, the Taraba governor recently, while expressing his love for Peter Obi, said he went to Anambra and saw their international airport, and out of excitement asked, it's on the internet, by the way, and asked the governor, like in praise, how did he get the money? How did this out? And he said he didn't do anything, that is his predecessor, is the money his predecessor kept, that he built that international airport with.
Okay.
So it could not have been 5 billion, by the way.
Okay.
So we're in the political times where we jump ship anyhow and skew narratives just to make a particular thing go up. The same thing that happened in 2015 when people were shouting, say this was how we lost our rights to refine our crude. This was how we lost our rights to this, to that. People said, no, we don't need it. Now that same distraction is coming through.
Okay.
And we must understand that for every fake, there is an original.
True. Yes.
So judging an original with the parameters with which you cut the fake that is not in itself holistic is an error.
Okay.
Will definitely undermine the original. And that's what's playing out now. Anambra is the only state that had a green balance when Willie Obaino took over. It's still there. It is still a thing that Peter Obi did not take pension or does not take pension from Anambra State till today. It's still there. Just recently, Yayi, one of the governors, was complaining, it was in the news, that his severance is a monthly package of 10 million as his pension has not been paid. So I think that he got the last one around May or April or so. A governor that has left office is taking 10 million. How many civil servants could have fallen into that amount? He takes it, and it's not the only one. The deputy takes his own. The other governors take their own. As of today, Nigeria is servicing the former leaders with over 40 billion naira monthly.
That's alarming.
40 billion naira monthly. That's by the time we are running a fiscal year of 12 months, we've gone past $500 billion. Just servicing one handful of persons that are just milking this system. Peter Obi, as a former governor that could have done same thing, set a precedent.
Okay.
That is still there in Anambra. He does not have a house built by anybody in Anambra. He does not take the pensions and the car gifts and all that other governors take. So has this man not proven enough that, see, I'm not here. It's just like, some persons may not like this. It's just like Trump coming into office and saying, you can keep your salary. I'm wealthy enough. And then Americans saw it and said, well, we like it, but then your arrogance is a thing.
Yeah.
And knocked him off. And then they have Biden today, and somebody was equating Biden to Buhari, that Buhari is a pro-max of Biden.
Wow.
You know, and everybody is like in disarray right now. The thing is, good will always come out, but good will not always be so loud.
Okay.
We need to see through the lines. Talking about offshore, true, the Nigerian laws are against it in some way, which is a thing of interpretation still. Before Peter Obi became governor, he was already a billionaire. He was sitting in the board of 2 major banks in Nigeria. He was already into business as an individual. So, to that extent, we need to see the laws and interpret them. Let's not just take it like that. He didn't make his money from government. He's the only governor that when we were talking about the hospitals that I think one Anambra guys, a group in the US needed to send a machine. The guy said he's scared of Nigerian our pattern of misbehaving. Peter Obi went there, told him not to worry, that he's going to do it right. He got the machines from him and asked him for the money if he transported it from his location to where they were having the meeting in the US.
Okay.
And paid him $140.
Okay.
And told him to give him receipt for $135 because the logistics was to cost $135.
Okay.
And the guy was like, and that when he gives him the receipt of $135, he should give him his $5 change.
Okay.
That he needs to go back to the state and report equally. The guy said, it's all over the internet, by the way, it can be googled and it will come up. Okay. The guy said that was when he respected this man. Normally, when a governor puts his hand in his pocket, they don't really count. They just, they just give you like the money is theirs. There's a video trending now where a Catholic bishop, maybe I think he's a Catholic bishop, the governor of Akwa Ibom, Calabar, Cross River, told him that there's a donation of 25 million for him. Okay. And he told the governor that he appreciates him, but he should take that money and go tell the Chief Justice that did that calculation or donation. Okay. That he should take it back and put in the salary that is to pay people. Why give me 25 million? If it is your money and you're giving me, I understand, but you're a public servant, and I am sure you're not giving me that money from your private funds. It's from the government purse. So the man rejected it. Now we need a system that understands that money, you must put money right, else money has wings. You know, scripture, the Holy Scripture said money has wings. Wealth will fly away.
Okay.
And that's what's happening here. So as for the offshore accounts, fine, he was a businessman before he came into politics. We need to interpret the laws on that rightly.
Okay.
When we do, we'll analyze it. For now, I'll take it that it's still not clear enough to pin him by our laws.
Okay.
Because if we go truly, how many of our politicians don't even get this thing? Let's not even start going there. We are trying to look at a man now. It's not a sense, but to the much that our economy needs to go from consumption to production, he is the right person.
Thank you very much. So I think what we're going to take out of this is that Peter Obi may not be a saint, but as it stands today, he seems to be the right person to take us from where we are as a consuming economy to a producing economy. All right, so thank you very much for coming. All right, so this is where we draw the curtain. The conversation will continue because the election is just in 2023 and there is a need for us to be well informed so that we can take well-informed decisions as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you again in another interesting video.